Welcome, everybody. It's time for those channeled messages of the month. We are going to be picking number 1, 2, or 3, and that will be your reading. What will be coming through today will be up to the gods, will be up to the gods, will be up to the original creator of your soul. I will be channeling from the aspect of the Divine Mother, from the aspect of that Kuan Yin archetype that some of you love so very much. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So much to talk about for the Galactic Update. It's almost like I shouldn't even start to talk, just to not go on a tangent. Let's go through the short version. The 1010 Gateway. The 1010 Gateway has completed, but now what's left is in your hands. What's left is dependent on you and what you do next. Certain boundaries, certain lines that we were drawing in the sand have been washed away or blown away by the wind. And the time is now for us to etch these boundaries into stone, to draw the line in stone and be firm in our beliefs, be firm in our truth, be firm in what we are supposed to be doing. So some of these things seem to be very, very challenging. If you happen to be having challenges arise in your life right now, please take accountability for the fact that you manifested them. These people, places, and things are not going where you are headed. You manifested, you put enough time into thinking about certain ways of being, certain ways of feeling, certain ways of living, and now that is what is happening. You created that happening. So going to get there, certain people, places, and things that did not choose to go there is why these people are moving away, why these things are being taken away, why jobs are shifting, places are shifting, places of living are shifting, relationship changes. A lot of things are shifting. You created it. This is not being done to you. This is being done for you. So please remember that. If it happens to be extra challenging right now, that's because you're having extra things to do and get done. So be grateful. This means that you are on track to finish what you started, finish what you created, and get to the place where it is clearly obvious, even though it already is, where it's clearly obvious that you have ascended, that you have created heaven on earth, that you have manifested getting to the place where you want to be, where you are in truth, where you are in divinity, where you are in hope, where you are in gratitude, where you are in faith. And this is what will eliminate these dark forces having any sort of potential, any sort of control, is when we step out of confusion. This is what has been kept away from so many for so long. You want to put those things on a diet? You want to eliminate those things from your life? You need to self-regulate. You need to ground. When your energy is grounded and when you are noticing confusion coming up from within, preventing that, doing what you need to do to transmutate and dissolve that confusion, knowing that that's the only way that anything can bother you. Plain and simple. Trust, have faith in the original creator of your soul, have faith in the universe, have faith in whatever it is that you have faith in. And when we are feeling these ways, do what works for you. Some people like to steam. Some people need to do ice baths. Some people have to go to the gym. Some people have to do yoga. Just knowing that we are all different, and what you need to do, you need to do. There are so many people just working and working and working and working. I'm not saying not to work, but just please, for your inner child's sake, remember to play at least a couple hours a week. It's okay to play. But I got a lot of people watching these videos, watching these abundance things and this thing and that thing. Remember, this is the last time in Capricorn for something like 200 years or something, 170 years, who knows? On November 25th, we are entering fully, Pluto is entering into Aquarius. This is it. This is the age of Aquarius. Pluto representing the underworld, representing certain things that can be assumed as the dark side, is going into this freeing modality of pouring out the pitcher of water, a multi-dimensional sign. Not that Capricorn wasn't multi-dimensional, but certain people seem to be confused by money, and certain people seem to be overly focused on abundance, when right now the time is truth. So being in your truth, feeling in your truth, knowing that we're all different, knowing that yes, providing is ultra important, and all of us providing in the ways that we are designed to best provide. But to get too wrapped up in finances is choosing the old reality. It is choosing Capricorn, and that's okay for a little while longer maybe, but where you're going, where we're headed, as long as everybody survives till November 25th, that's maybe not okay there. Okay, there might be a little bit of when Mercury retrograde ends, there's like a little wave that goes over. I see great changes. I already see the great changes. I see these great shifts. I see all of you shifting. Just stay in your truth. Stay in your hope. Stay in your faith. Transmutate confusion. Self-regulate and ground your energy. And ground your energy. I know it is, as somebody that spent much of his spiritual life up and out, being empathic and feeling other people's pains and feeling other people's situations, and sometimes carrying those things for over a year, carrying other people's pains. Once I discovered what these pains were, what these situations were, why they were happening, of course I ungrounded. Everything right now for humanity is about grounding the high heart. What some of us have been working on is grounding our highest crown, grounding the crown chakra with our root chakra of the highest self, not the higher. I hear a lot of people still talking about the higher. You need to become your highest self. This is not the time anymore of tuning in on your higher self. If that is necessary for you, do it. Feel it out long term. Does that leave you on a plateau if that's what you continue to do 10 years from now, 20 years from now? This is the time of you becoming your highest, so we can continue to grow, so we can continue to all be equals, so we can continue to all be kings, queens, emperors, empresses, gods with a little g. Whatever it is and however you want to look at this reality, remember who you are. Feel your truth, live your truth, speak your truth, and ground it in this reality. You need to ground truth in this physical reality to have it ground in all of the other realities. That is why it's been so important to ground, and why you're being asked to do this right now. Why you've been being asked to do this right now. You are needed right here. You're not needed up there anymore. Up there is covered. Up there is completely, at lack of better words, littered with spirit. You are needed here, even if that doesn't feel fun. Even if you want to go watch the other 5,000 people doing tarot cards that aren't going to tell you what's actually most important for you to be doing right now. Spirit's not asking the world of you. I'm not asking the world of you. I'm letting you know to ground and to self-regulate and to go easy. Go easier on yourself. I see so many people in my day-to-day card readings and soul retrieval sessions, whatever it is, and they are so hard on themselves about a mistake they made. The fact that you found the mistake shows your growth. The old you 10 years ago, you 20 years ago, you would have never even noticed that that was a mistake. The fact that you are tuning in this present moment, whatever that present moment is, and finding that you could have done better is how you will continue to control time, how you will continue to evolve, and you will continue to bring in more worthiness. Hence, having more worthiness, having more power, having more love, having more abundance. Those are all after effects of you being worthy. And for you to be worthy, you need to trust yourself. So to trust yourself, notice, just look how much you've grown. Look at how these things that upset you and you might be getting hard on yourself, because I see a lot of people doing it. This isn't for this little piece is not for everybody, but it's for most of you. Like if you lose your cool, no one said we weren't going to lose our cool till it was heaven on earth. That's okay. That is okay. It's the self-regulation that has us say the wrong thing and then instantaneously go to the person without worrying about seeming bipolar or this thing or that thing and owning it and being like, hey, I said I don't care. I do care. I care very much. That was an old version of me that said that, and I'm working on transmutating that aspect. I'm working on dealing with that, healing whatever that wound is with my inner child, this thing, that thing, finding out. And we don't have to let that person know, but just own it. Just own it, and it's done. That's it. That's it. No more of this line in the sand and allowing people to trounce over the line and destroy the boundary. We have to live and stick to our boundaries of what we know is where we are headed. That is sovereignty. That is your right as a high angelic. Okay, let's get into it. So, did you pick number 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, 3. Did I forget paper again? Okay, I'll just write it right on here. When you call my name, when you call my name. I'm writing it on a receipt. This is professional. Okay, number 1, 12, 16. 2, 3. So what am I doing? I will be dropping a multi-dimensional reading. What does that mean? Let's pop up the other camera. Everybody remember you saw this here first. I'll be dropping this card reading down with a past, present, future reading with a message from your other dimensional versions, with the cloud cover being the bottom of the deck. And then I'm going to put this deck over that deck, which is the same deck, which will be your multi-dimensional reading. Depending on 1, 2, or 3, the message will be coming through. Alexander will be channeling only the highest form of divinity in benevolence, which is the aspect known as the Virgin Mary, the White Buffalo Woman, or Kuan Yin. This has existed in all places: Hindu timelines, Buddhist timelines, Egypt, Sumerian, Greek, Roman. This is the aspect of the mother. That's who I channel. Welcome to Galactic Tarot. So let's get right on into it. First off, let me pick a number. What number's for me? Okay. All right, let's do number 1. So if you pick number 1, here's your reading. Someone's making a decision. Ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's good. All right. What else do we got? All right, here we go. Deck number 2. I think if you're undecided, you pick the undecision reading. indecision reading, rather. Yep. Okay, and then one more. Here we go. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Oh my God, even more interesting. This is why we do this. Okay. All right, cloud cover number 1. We are seeing that right there. Okay. That's a card that can represent crying over spilled milk. Then we have obviously a decision, balance with truth. Something that the truth has already told you about a relationship, that the truth has already told you, that the original creator of your soul has already told you about this decision. So a little story time for everybody. A lot of people don't know this. This is actually information that will be in the new tarot material, because I didn't know this at the time. The original translation of the Lover's card was actually called the Decision. So this is obviously a good decision, and this is the latter of that card. We have the number 6 right here. We have the number 15 right here. 1 plus 5 being 6. Every 11 cards in the major arcana is the next progression up of the same thing. That's why the number 6 in numerology and the number 15 in numerology, this is both basically the same number, but one of them being one side of the pole and one of them being the other side of polarity. So this would be representing a good decision. This one's representing a not so much. Okay. So this is saying energetically and spiritually. This is saying in the physical. So we're seeing something where people are making a decision about something or someone that is soul family or a soul mate. This is somebody that there is absolutely a connection with from multiple lifetimes. Just because there is a connection from multiple lifetimes does not mean that we don't ever get to the point where this has completed. So those of you that picked number 1, this is about a friendship. This is about taking space away from a family member, or this is about leaving a romantic partnership as a whole. Okay, we're seeing, once again, we were talking about the Capricorn. We're seeing a marriage card. We're seeing a community card, working together. And then this person is not easy to work with because they're running the old system. They're running Capricorn things. They're running money distortions. They don't feel safe. Whoever this person is, to display this persona upon the physical reality, they don't feel safe. If they don't feel safe, there's a root chakra distortion. If there's a root chakra distortion, they're not grounded. If they're not grounded and their root chakra is closed, they're losing access to all 100 and however many chakra they could have activated during those moments of unsafety. This is why confusion is such an element that needs to be addressed. Self-regulation needs to be addressed. So this person, you've been saying this for a while. You've been saying, I got to release this person. I got to get away. I got to leave for a little while. I need space. I need time. And this has been something that just still hasn't happened for some reason. Because even looking ahead to the future, there's this like, do I go left or do I go right? This is a tough decision. Is it? Is it? If this person is being fed in certain ways by your light, if this person is basically feeding, I'm not saying that this is completely vampiric, but what I'm saying is you are enabling this person not to change by you taking them out of your life, especially if they're not respecting you. If these people are not respecting you, or this person is not respecting you, not respecting your boundaries, not respecting your views and morals and values, then you need to have that conversation with this person or not. Plain and simply, just say, I need time. I need time. We see the card standing still. Spirit is only going to let you stand still for so long, is what this says. Your team knows that you need space, you need time, you need balance, you need to stop also having these people say these things to you. Like, yes, there's this ideal dream view of not becoming triggered by anybody and not becoming triggered by anything. That is kind of irrelevant right now. I'm going to be honest with you. When people say things that hurt us, maybe our ego will come out in whatever form it does, and it will protect us in that moment. But you sit with it later is what this reading is saying, what philosophy is saying, what life has shown me. You sit with it later. So therefore, it's like, even if it seems like you did this, if you're not noticing it, it's happening subconsciously. You're thinking less about yourself because of the way that this person is speaking to you when this person is in full-blown distortion. Okay? And when somebody's in distortion, we can assist them out of it. You have attempted that. That is not working. The way to assist them out of it now is to pull back your light, is to pull back your time, to pull back your energy, to put yourself somewhere where you can create temple space for you, whether that takes 2 days, a week, a month. I'm not saying you have to completely tell this person, like, you're out forever, you're gone, you're dead to me. Like, that might be the course of action for some of you. For the majority of you, you need time and space if you pick number one. You need time and space, and you're looking at this like it's a tough decision. Like, I don't really see a money blockage card here, but like, this has to happen. The message from other dimensional versions is like, you're being offered a cup. You're being offered to love yourself. You're being offered to allow this person to see whatever it is that they haven't forgiven you for, whatever it is that they're upset about, whatever this thing is. That goes right out the window when you're gone, when you give them the time to see what life is like when you're not in it. So this is very important for you to do. You don't have to do it now. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, and I mean, no offense to this. It doesn't look like you do it now. You're going to continue to get this message from Spirit. Your brother is here to channel it for you. Your brother is here to let you know that you can afford it. You can do it. You can take the time. There is the time, there is the space. Like, there might be certain excuses where it's like, oh, I can't because of the kids, because of my job, because of the... No. Realistically, like, there's got to be even some like affordable Airbnb that's closer to work that you could get for 2-3 days. Like, there's got to be some way you could do something, go somewhere, take a drive. Like, this is very, very important. Because this person's distortion wants you to meet them where they are, and that's not the way anymore. That's not the way anymore. You can't meet them there. You're being asked to keep going up and forward. So there's some angle that the angel is being asked to move on. So please move on that angle. This does not have to be this big, we're selling stuff, we're breaking stuff, this does not have to be this big emotional eruption. Unless if you create that for some reason, because you're really wanting to see that person in that way, so you can know for sure that this is over. You don't need to see that. You don't need to do that. You do not. You do not. This person already showed you who they are. They showed you who they are. Why don't you believe them? When somebody shows us who they are, when somebody shows us their true colors, all you can do is believe them. So until you pull out your overlay, until you pull out your light that is being cast upon their light and making them appear in a different manner than how they truly are, you're just enabling them. So you want this person to shift? You want this person to grow? You want this person to move into their heart? You want this person to feel safe? There's no amount of hugging or loving that's going to do that. They need to do that for them. And if they're blaming you, which is what this says, for the majority, for the vast majority, at least 80 to 85%, you're being blamed as if you're the problem. And not only is part of you believing that, which is, to be honest with you, bothering me, also, they actually believe that. And that's not the case. Like that is like the highest order of distortion where there's no words you can say that'll get through to this person. That's what it literally says right around them. Well, I don't know what to say. And then, they just close off more. They close off. They defend. They defend that which is your truth of your oracle. No. Okay. Whew, that one made me sweaty. It's already done. I have to make a decision. It's already done. You just, maybe the reality hasn't caught up with your decision. You put enough thought into whatever this is, whatever this place is, whoever this person is, whatever this job is, whatever. You put enough thought and time into it where it's already done. That's what it's saying in the past. Just the physical reality has not caught up with your manifestation yet. So this can be really, really easy, or we can drag our feet. This person looks like they're dragging their feet. This is why Alexander does what he does, to give you the cliff notes on your future, so you can see, okay, that doesn't feel good. That feels pretty damn accurate. I don't want to do that. Moving on to number 2. What is the time? 26:20. 26:20. How's everybody doing, by the way? Where are you coming in from? Where are you watching from? What happened to the music? Okay, that happened. All right. Ahead of the curve, Nicole. Hey. Welcome, Mary Sherry, Veronique, Josefa, new subscriber. Welcome. Thank you for joining. How do this name, Crazy Wing Whopper? I have to laugh every time I read it. Thank you for being here, Crazy Wing Whopper. Oh my God. All right, number 2, Carol J. We have a full house today. Thank you for being here, everybody. Okay, number 2. Is it? There's a decision card that popped out. I think I gotta pause the music. It's lagging. That's so strange. I'm just gonna stop it. We're gonna go. It's gonna be me and you today, nice and quiet. Okay. Another popper. Same position. Okay. Interesting. All right. So, bam, cloud cover number 1. All right. One, two, three. easy. That was the popper. It's so easy. I so pale. Okay, so we got this cloud cover, we got that right there. So somebody's heart is actually aching a little bit. We'll take a look at this. Because maybe it's healed. Maybe this is showing the healing process of it, because we see the completion with the moon card. So let's take a look here. All right, we see a physical lover, and then we see the either physical children or the inner child showing up right here, right there in the card. Okay, this is actually really good. We see that this person, as much as we talked about this person for the people that chose number one, the people that chose number two, your version, there's actually a spiritual healing going on here. There's a release going on here. The cup is starting to overflow, and something is coming through that is showing this person's growth, even if it's like maybe there's like this piece of you that wants to talk about numerology or metaphysics with them, but it seems like they're talking more openly about maybe God or religion or whatever their path to spirituality is, or feelings, or they're showing more feelings, because this is showing up in this energetic category. It's showing that this masculine aspect has healed to the point where the inner child is coming in. So this is all leading towards this powerful healing. Something that was a hurt in the heart has probably been healed here. Okay, so this shows the choice to looking at life as if, like, you know, the cups are spilled. The cup is half full. The cup is half empty. The cup has a crack in it. Whatever it is, this whole crying over spilled milk card, it's spiriting that this is a choice. There is a choice to, oh my God, what a powerful combo of cards, the Knight and the King of Cups. This is showing moving forward with love, while this card is representing the divine masculine as the unstoppable and immovable force of love. Okay, so these two combined, it's like, whoa, something's coming through. Maybe this is having to do with this Neo flying by the planet right now, this near Earth object. Maybe this is having to do with there's asteroids, there's comets, there's like all sorts of crazy stuff going on right now that are just showing humanity the shift and bringing more energy with each and every one of these things that is passing by and cutting through certain astrological fields in between us and them. So this is basically showing like this is like a gift coming to the priestess. This is a gift coming to the archetypes I've been speaking of, that divine feminine, Kuan Yin, Virgin Mary, all of those divine feminine aspects of the mother being represented as the Oracle of Delphi. It's like something major has healed from all the trauma. What this is saying is, for those of you that picked number two, to move into the levels of love, you had to know why this is so important. You had to choose to make mistakes in the past, to then transmutate those mistakes so you know to never let these things happen again, because your spirit feels how many lifetimes it took to get this right, and you've got this right. That's what this says. Moving forward, it says to look where you're going, but you're moving forward with that intuitive inner child. So it's like the intuition is looking where you're going. So this is great. What a great combo here from the messages from other dimensional versions. So is this has got to be this moon, right? 1 second. Yeah, it's happening pretty much right now. I guess the Hunter's Moon, like the card that's one of the cloud covers here. I get, what is that, the 17th? Whenever the full moon is, like something major has completed, so it might take a little bit more time to show up, but what a powerful, powerful healing. Like we got the aces over here on these, very similar positions, very similar cards to the first reading, but this one is definitely less needing space and more just like watching the shifts that have happened, because you holding the field and creating the container, now the container is overflowing. The divine masculine is ready to protect the walls of the container. The divine masculine is having a better awareness of how to protect the walls of the container, These are different levels of providing. And this is like, I didn't share this piece earlier, but this is what I was talking about in the intro, is like the masculine, and the masculine is within the feminine as well. Both genders are within all of us, okay? But the divine masculine has this opportunity to provide for the family, to provide for his feminine, to provide for everybody that needs to be provided for. This is representing different ways of providing in the ways that are important, of course, physically important, but this is showing being able to provide spiritually, being able to love better, being able to show up better, being in a higher state of awareness, knowing if there's some energy in the room or in the backyard that needs to be dealt with. Being able to feel these things that he could not feel just 10 months ago and definitely had no clue whatsoever 20 to 10 years ago. Okay. So this is really, really awesome. Those of you that picked number 2, keep going, keep staying positive, but you've done it. You made the decision, and now you're going to see that decision happen. Just stay positive. Like, don't stay like stubborn optimism, positive. Like I used to always say, oh, stubbornly optimistic. No, just don't let yourself dwell. Moments are going to come up. If a moment comes up, don't get stuck in it. Don't get down on yourself for having a moment. Just know everything you manifested is shifting forces that didn't want to shift. And if you really take a moment, sit in meditation and observe what's been going on, and what you're noticing here, and what's happened recently, I'm sure that there's already comments of you saying, yes, I have noticed this. Yes, this has taken place. Yes, I have seen that, like this guy that doesn't talk about this stuff and used to think it was crazy. Now he's like bringing up this stuff, even if it's just conspiracy theories, even if it's something like religion. He's able to speak openly and feel openly, and he wasn't having the capacity to do that before because of thousands of years of programming. Your existence in this person's life helped them transmutate their way out of this. Give them a round of applause, Spirit. Okay, number 3. All right. Okay, here we go. 3735. All right. Let's see if I can. Okay. All right. Ooh, I love that, Sherry. Okay. Okay. More cards, please. Did this come? This came up in all 3 readings, huh? Oof. Clear cut. Okay. Interesting. Look at this. Both in the same line of cards in the future. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Mind, body, spirit, having all of the elements on the table. There is nothing to wait for. Some of you that pick card reading number 3, you might have been waiting for some big flash in the sky or aliens to come down, like something that's like, oh, we've definitely ascended. This is reminding you that you already have ascended. You already definitely have ascended. So looking at what you've been sitting still with and knowing what needs to be released. This seems a little similar to the first reading, but like, let's really get on into it. This is knowing where you're headed. This is a little bit more about where you're headed. Both of these, the boat is moving forward and the horses are moving forward. This is like heading towards victory. So knowing that even if it's been challenging lately, you are heading towards victory. Part of that victory is showing you that you have healed your karma. There are certain people that have been in your life, even if they've been out of your life for a while, it took some time to transmutate the karma, to transmutate what took place in past lifetimes, to make sure that, if somebody decides to come back to this reality and decides to come back to another vessel, those things are done. You do not need to repeat these things. That's what this is saying. That is the truth. You know that. This is all healed once again by the Hunter's Moon. So just, right? 1 second. Yes. This is all healed. This is the truth. This is the spiritual truth. By being in your truth, by standing in your truth is what it took to get this done. So this card can also represent a little bit more alone time, taking space from anybody who's still fighting with you about stuff that is common sense. Like, this is not rocket science here to know that we need to be in gratitude, to know that we can't allow ourselves for long periods of time to be in fear without being able to self-regulate. So if there's anyone, because this is literally multidimensional, this is showing like this person's fire, this person's energy is so strong. It's, I hate to say too strong, but it's almost too strong, because we're seeing this card that represents soul retrieval from the fighting, and then we're seeing the fighting lead to tough decisions. This is not a tough decision. Once again, this is a decision that's already been made. If this person is fighting with you like this, if they're blaming you like this, if there's something going on where something, a place, a person, a thing, this definitely seems more like a person. I'll say that the first reading definitely was more like open-ended. It could have been a job or something. This seems very about a person for number 3. So if there's, because of the thing, I mean, you can't argue with a job. Like, you could argue with somebody at the job, but this is showing this debate, and somebody wanting to have their cake and eat it too, and somebody maybe having double standards, and maybe somebody spiritual bypassing, and maybe somebody blaming you. Whatever it is, do you really think this person is not still doing that 1 month from now, 1 year from now, 4 years from now, if you keep enabling them? If they're blaming you for any of these things, you're enabling them by allowing them to stay, by allowing you to stay, by allowing this to take place. It's saying alone time is necessary if it's still happening, because we're not allowed to keep giving pieces of our spirit away, thinking it's going to help this person. Like, this is saying, like, these fights are like, this person's energy is so strong, it's almost like it's able to make a crack in the container. It's able to. And then we're having to sit with this and put the crack back together. And I'm not saying there's actually a crack in the container. I'm saying like the person, like this, I'm just like trying to represent this as leaking energy. This person's words are so sharp. This person's words are so strong. This person's energy is so strong, or this is reminding you of something from childhood, your abandonment issue, some sort of dependency, codependency. It's reminding you of something that has been healed, but it doesn't seem like it's been healed because these loops are still going. This loop needs to be broken, and that's what Spirit's letting you know, is where you know you manifested getting as the high angelic that you are. Is that person in the house on the hill, or does this person have a lot of work to do to stop arguing, to to get out of these modalities. And as I was saying earlier, it's okay for somebody to get triggered. It's not okay for them to stay triggered, though. Like, self-regulation is very important. So whether or not you have to flow between the inner child, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, to be able to come in as the divine masculine, to be like, hey, this has been going on for a day. Like, what's really going on? Let's sit down. Let's talk about this. And be able to be able to transmute it faster. If the person keeps running away and they want to hold this and they want to blame and call names, how does that fit in an angelic reality? So the only way that they can see you is by separation. So a lot of what's going on in these readings and a lot of what's going on with these energies, it seems like the majority of us, I mean, if I did 3 readings, that's 66% of the people that chose these readings. 66% probably on average chose one of each number. It looks like a lot of time and space is needed to show us, whether it was 1 or 3, you're good. Like, you're good on your own. It's not like it was before. Maybe it still is difficult at certain points, but it's not like it was before, where it was actually a codependency. So whatever this is, whatever this fighting is, this needs to be dealt with, whether it's therapy or some serious healing or counseling or calling in a third person. You guys know how this goes. You know how this goes when you call in a third person, a fourth person. You ever, like, you're in that relationship that's failing, there was in that arguing state, and then something happens and you know that, like, the person you're with is triggered, but there's another person around, so they don't get triggered, but, like, they're triggered, but they're not, like, just flipping out. That's what this is talking about. That's, like, literally, like, in the Bible, and then, like, a lot of these books is like, when there's a third person present, now the person feels more observed until they get overly comfortable with that person and want to show their true colors to that person. That's different. But when you call somebody in, whether it's a counselor, a coach, another person, a friend that maybe hasn't been a friend too long, that's a mutual friend, that's how you can more easily have this conversation. And that's not for everybody, but for some of you, this is not an easy conversation to have, and it's very necessary. And without knowing how to say it right, you might feel safer. It might be easier if there's a third party there that is not biased to either of you, or calling in 2 people, one that's obviously biased to you, and then have them call in somebody who's biased to them. But whatever this is, major shifts are going on, and just Spirit wants you to be honest with yourself and in truth. Is this person going to stop fighting in this manner? Or do they want to do the work? Because it looks like by them having the time, by them having the space, by you separating yourself, something transmutates, so they go like, okay, this isn't their fault. I still feel this way when they're not around. Or they decide, like, I want to be in my heart. Like, this person is not in their heart when they close off from whatever this fear is for these long periods of time and say things to you that they wouldn't want said to them. Ba-boom. And the short version of that is, are they where you are going? Are they there? Just listen to yourselves, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. Do they want to be there? Are their values in alignment with your values? Okay, that's it. We did it. So a quick, before I go, not really a galactic update, but a galactic tarot update. Yeah, I said it a couple of times during the shorts, like, spending 45 minutes to an hour and a half editing a video. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it out loud. It kind of burnt me out to see, like, 3 or 4 days out of 7, the same exact message, which was basically like maybe a more funny version of, like, be loving, just like reminding people to be loving. So I'm taking a little bit of time to focus on other things. I'm still working very hard. I've been focusing more on Crystal Current, which is crystalcurrent.com. I'm sure the link will be down there later for my energy jewelry. But yeah, the shorts, like it happened 1 week and then it didn't happen for a week. And then like that last week of September, I was just like, oh no, like it was like the same reading over and over again, without me like basically creating the same video I've already made. Like, it's like eventually you run out of movie scenes, and I haven't run out of movie scenes, mind you. But when I keep seeing the same message over and over again, I just trust that you guys know what to do. And when I'm excited about doing the dailies again, if that returns, I'll get back into them. I do want you to keep in mind that I did, I think, over 500 of them without missing a day, other than the 1st and the 15th. I never put them up on the within reason, unless if it was a really important message on those days. But I just went over a year and a half of never missing a day and providing a tarot reading every single day. So this is leaving room for more growth, for more time and energy and meditation and dream time and analysis and building. So I just wanted to explain to everybody where have the dailies been and where they're going to be. That aspect of the channel is absolutely on hiatus for time being. And we'll see what comes next. Thank you for being on this journey with me all of these years. I love you all so much. Thank you to all the patrons that have been supporting and been the lifeblood of this channel, keeping the channel going and building with the safe space we've created together. And thank you all who happen to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for being here. I love you all so very much. I imagine seeing you before the 1st of the month, because I got a lot to say and a lot of topics. But at the latest, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Love you too. Kisses.